home of free speech. Radio you won't hear anywhere else. Play Talk UK. Joypod with Elmo and Michael.
It's gonna be a mess! It's gonna be an absolute mess today.
It's never anything but a mess.
Yeah, alright.
Right, okay, right, breathe.
I don't want to... Do you know, I think there's only... Right, hello, my name is David Elmo Turners, and on Skype we have...
Mercifully, not in the studio with him because he's looking fit to murder. My name's Michael James Fox. Hello.
Is it? Tonight is going to be a mess, but we're going to struggle through it. Do you know what? Right, okay, let's... Hear the rule book. Let's chuck that out the bloody window, right? Because, right, okay, we had a guest book today, quite a well-known, you know, excellent guest. We had Kieran Gillen. He's pulled out half an hour for the shoe. And we had, just all sorts of festivities and little clips we were going to play, a little bit of fun. Internet's down in the main computer in the studio, but, and I thought, you know, the callers will save us. The callers will save us on the night of the biggest game in probably English history,
British football history, yeah.
Jesus. Man United versus Arsenal. I shouldn't say anything really, because they're going to rush off and listen, but I'm pretty sure no one's listening.
Well, actually, in 41 minutes, I'm nipping off to have a bit of a watch as well. So,
yeah, of course you are. Listen, right, so let's just forget the normal format. Let's forget everything. Forget everything you've learned from us in the past, you know, couple of months that we've been here. We're gonna start, just call us up, right? The number's 01243 55 61 61. You can Skype, because we got Skype on our backup computer. That's play.radio.uk. You can't email, so don't bother. But, so you can...
Twitter.
Can you Twitter? Yeah, you can Twitter. What's the Twitter thing?
You can Twitter me. My feed's up at the minute, which is at @IdleMichael, IDLEMICHAEL.
There you go. So if you want to be known, associated with a known, hello on the phones.
Yeah, I could save your show.
Who's this?
Yeah, I could say, I was the bloke who invented the 4 colours for the Xbox thing.
The 4 colours?
You actually invented the colours?
That made them 4 different colours.
Oh, that's interesting. Right, now, so, can you tell me, why was X blue? That's why was X blue?
Good. That's highly confidential information, but I can exclusively reveal that basically we flipped a coin.
Well, there we go. That's our inside the Xbox studio special
man in Microsoft.
guest. Yeah, if you could call back whenever possible, that'd be great. And we've got someone on line 5.
Lucy Cartridge.
There's a shout out there. I believe that's what they call a shout out. Right. Okay. So today we're going to be
Lucy Cartridge.
I don't know. Listen. Right.
Is that Richard J's?
So why are you asking? No one. I've just said that I don't know. And, well, speaking of the man...
Hi, I'm Richard J. Cartridge. And when I'm not busy being awesome, I listen to Joypod.
Listens to Joypod, that's the point. Right, okay, so this is Joypod. This is you wouldn't have known, but this is Play Talk's very own video game show. We're going to talk about video games for the next, 2 hours, I suppose. Or how long things in the studio can last. I've put the mic way too high there, and I'm leaning up. This is all going wrong, Michael. Okay, so shut up.
Calm, relax. Right. Start, reboot the show. Here we go. Okay. Good
Joypod. Right. Okay, so what have you been playing this week, Michael?
Well, Mr. Elmo. Okay. Last week, I said I was getting into playing a bit of Fahrenheit. Yes.
Yeah.
Turning to it. I hadn't played it for a long, long time. I'm now further into it than I got before.
But how far into it? If you're not
disturbed.
How far into it?
Chapter 9? Not very far.
Means nothing to me. So what, have you done one stealth mission or 2?
Well, I've done lots of weird things.
No, whoa. There was a question in that question, wasn't there? Have you done one,
I've done one.
You've just done one, right? Okay, so you're about in the middle of the game, yeah?
I've just done the one, right? And, I'm a bit worried about one bit of it. I was a bit disturbed.
Go on.
Does the name Tiffany mean anything to you in this game?
Tiffany, isn't that his ex-girlfriend?
Yeah. You know, I'm an innocent man, an innocent young man.
Guilty. You've been proven guilty, so.
You know, there's something that's worrying me a little bit, you know. Okay,
what?
So, main character, Lucas, he's at home,
Yeah.
chilling out,
Yeah.
bit
Just chilling,
television,
bit of guitar.
you know,
Play the guitar.
play
Can't he?
guitar.
Loves a bit of guitar, that old Lucas.
bit of punch baggy type thing. That was good.
Yeah. Punch bag.
Tiffany shows up the door.
Yeah. Oh, Tiffany. Foxy lady.
Gets a bit drunk.
Yeah.
There
Are you going to talk or what? Are you just going to make noises like that?
There was filth in it.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Oh, what? I don't need to see that.
What are you talking... What, have you never... What? Are you a stinking virgin or something? What's the matter with you? What's wrong with a little bit of that?
I was really weirded out by it.
Why? I don't understand. This is the problem. Right? We always complain that games aren't taken seriously enough. We always complain that you know, we're looked as so immature. So when a game comes along and has this element into it, why go, oh, we're not having sex?
Actually, to be honest. It was, for what it was bloody well done. I mean, we're not looking at the Leisure Suit Larry game.
It was a mini game in there, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so that was a bit weird, but
that was a bit weird.
Yeah, I mean, I do honestly think that you know, when a game does something like this, well, why single it? You're the problem, Michael. You're part of the problem.
I'm not part of the problem. Actually, I thought it was actually well done. The only thing I found weird about it was the fact they made it into a mini game.
Oh right.
That was a bit sort of strange and curious, but you know, it was. I'm still enjoying the game. It's a good game. I'm still enjoying it. It's, you know, it's still well written. It's getting a little bit weird now. The whole sort of indigo child thing going down.
Yeah, that's where it all starts going weird. But you've done the bit in the bathroom where he goes to wash his face, right? That is one of my favourite bits in any video game. When you go, like, you stand in front of a basin and a mirror and you go to wash your face and then you pull back up and then you see in the mirror that there's someone behind you. I honestly thought that was done so well and I jumped out of my skin. But it was like, it wasn't stupid jumpness like most games do where it's like, walking down
it was more like a shit.
Walking down an empty corridor, it's dark and oh, there's something there. It wasn't anything like that. It was like, it was done quite tastefully and quite well. But
that's it. I've got to say, it uses a lot of sort of classic Hollywood tricks that, to be honest, an awful lot of games could learn from. An awful lot of games could sort of like pick up on these ideas and just make themselves just that bit more cinematic. And I think that's why I'm getting into it a bit more now, because I'm sort of noticing.
Yeah, stop playing. Just stop playing. Just stop playing. That's where it all goes wrong. Okay, so is it making you look forward to Heavy Rain?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I am a bit now. I'm sort of thinking, PS3 might be on the horizon at some point in the not so far away future.
You knows it. Okay, so have you been playing anything else, or?
Yeah, I have a little bit.
Thank Christ for that, otherwise I'd have killed you. We've got no content as it is. Look, I've got, hold on, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions for Kieran Gillen here. New Kieran Gillen. And guess what, listeners? Guess who was supposed to be booking that guest? Was it me, the guy that got John Davison and Garnet Lee next week? Or was it Michael, who sits on his fat ass doing nothing for 20?
I'm sick. Shut up, you.
Yeah, we know you're sick. Things you get up to.
You bastard.
Right.
Anyway, what have we been playing? Right, I'll give you a clue.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Dun 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 dun. I want to break free.
Sing Star Queen.
Yeah.
I've played that as well. So I like to. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about Sing Star Queen. Let's see how long you can talk about Sing Star Queen. Go for it.
Okay. Well, as you know, I'm a big fan of SingStar. I've had pretty much all the iterations, and then I got rid of them all, and now I'm trying to collect them up slowly again. In a couple of weeks' time, my mate Joe is having a party, and invariably SingStar will come out, so I'm going to bring SingStar Queen along, and I wanted to get some practice in, which is good. Mm-hmm. And it's fucking great. It's SingStar, it's Queen, it's bouncing along and singing along to all the Freddie Mercury songs, and they're great. I like it a lot.
And that's all you have to say about that. Well, that was worth.
Well, okay, you've played it as well, yeah?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Do you? What are you best at, and what do you like?
I found it to be the hardest of the SingStars. I mean, really hard.
It is well hard.
There's so many moments.
vocals are all over the place on loads of it, and it's just like, fuck, that's
They
hard.
certainly are. Yeah, it is pretty crazy. The how hard it is, but that's all you can tell.
Bicycle, this is rock hard.
It is. Haven't they got no foul mode in this one? I'm pretty sure that. Oh no, it's always no foul, isn't it?
Yeah.
Andrew on Skype here to save the day. Hello, Andrew. Must be watching History of Rings there.
That's really
So
scary.
is it just those two, or have you got anything actually proper for us this week?
What do you mean actually proper?
I'll tell you how many
Those are
games I got,
proper
mate.
games.
I got 6 games. All right, 2 of them are old, and one of them's a web game, but still.
Okay, I've got one more.
Go on.
Which was, and you're going to go, oh, bloody hell, it's old, but I've never played it before.
Here it comes.
Team Fortress 2. Had my first ever session on it with a few of the gentlemen of Rolmuck.
So, right, you're playing the 360 version, right?
Yeah, I am.
Now,
And,
last time I tried the 360 version, it was really laggy. How's it faring up these days?
no problems whatsoever. That
No-
might be
no
down to the fact
problemo.
that nobody's playing it anymore, but there's a regular
Probably.
game every Thursday night with the Rolmuck lot, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Good. Well,
I can't say that I'm ever going to be any good at it or massively good at it, but I did my small part in getting involved in the games, and the maps aren't massive, which is good, so you can actually learn them quite quickly and know where to go. I can't remember what was the name of the game where you've got to basically go and control all 5 points on the map.
I did like areas or something, domination or something, yeah?
It's like an area domination-y type thing.
Yeah.
And we played about 4 or 5 games on that, and that was absolutely fantastic. We actually managed to win a couple of times, but thanks to Mr. Toonful, Mr. Gary, showing me the way to go and shouting at me and saying, stand there, which is good.
I do think you need a helper in those sort of situations, someone to show you the ropes and stuff,
Oh, definitely. Especially if you're a complete amateur at such things like me.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
So you held your own then, did you?
Well, yeah. I didn't get killed too many times, even though, I'm shit. But what was the other one? There's one a bit like.
What was the other one?
Oh, what's it called? A bit like the versus mode on Left 4 Dead. Okay.
Right. So
Where
there's zombies in it.
No,
Oh,
no
cool,
zombies.
man, there's zombies.
But you
Wicked.
get to try and take a map.
Zombies versus humans. Who'd have thunk it? Why didn't they bring that when Left 4 Dead come out? Why didn't they mention that mode was in Team Fortress? That's weird.
It's not. I'm trying to explain it. And you're being a
Zombies
twat.
versus humans. Cool. Right.
Right, humans versus humans, obviously. Robber.
Yeah.
But basically, you've got to try and fight your way all the way through the map to try and take over the map, and then once you've done that, the opposing team has that amount of time to try and take over the map as well. So you switch over, and I really, really liked it. I thought it was really well done. One thing I particularly like about Team Fortress 2 is the different classes. Obviously, you're not just
like upper class, middle class, and then working class.
Are you intentionally being a twat?
I am a little bit, yeah. I needed cheering up today, right? Because the whole things that's going wrong here, and I'm taking it out on you. It's easy. Go on.
That's it. But I like the ideas that you can be, you can take an offensive role, you can take a defensive role, or you can basically go around with a big fucking rocket launcher and try and blast the crap out of everybody. Once I realised with the rocket launcher that you've got to actually shoot at somebody's feet instead of their face.
Oh man,
then
that's
I started
standard in
making-
any game. What's the matter with you?
Yeah, but I just, I don't understand how to play these things. What do you think I am? Some sort of person with vague
No,
talent?
but there's a surely, come on, Michael.
Residual damage. I didn't realise that.
Line
blow people's faces off.
have we got someone on line 4?
Hi, I'm Richard J. Cartridge, and I fucked Fiona Dotson up the chuck.
Well, that's a shame there, Richard. That's rude. I don't quite like that sort of behaviour on this show. So is that it? Like, so you were playing with people off the muck, were you? So it's more friendly. Do you think you'd still get a lot of fun out of playing with randoms?
Do you know what? I probably wouldn't do because I don't think they'd tolerate me. because
you're that bad.
Well, no, I'm not that bad. I mean, like I said, I could probably hold my own, but I'm just not up to the level that most people who've been playing it since day one are. Since all people who've been playing it since day one are. In other words, I'm crap. But because they're people who know what I'm like and know who I am, they'll happily sort of like give, say where I need to go and what I need to do. And after a little while, yes, I do start learning stuff, and I get better.
Sorry, Fiona's just heard that last call, and she's now crying. That'll teach her for last week. That's a damn shame. Okay, so it's all kicking off around me. This is all interesting. Right. So do you think you'll go back to it, or do you think it was like a one-time thing?
No, I will definitely go back to it because I did have an awful lot of fun.
Oh man, I might have to pick up a cheap
I need to get a lot more practice in on it, definitely, if I want to become vaguely competent at it. But that's like anything. So, got to learn the maps, got to learn the sort of like pros and cons of all of the different classes, and I think will be a good idea. Obviously, Valve do this on all of their games at the moment, where you have the director's commentary, developer's commentary.
Yeah. So
they can wander around a map and then just fire it off.
I love that. I absolutely love that. I love it when they did it with Portal, and I loved it even more when they did it with Left 4 Dead. It was. Yeah. Oh, we really talk about those Left 4 Dead again. Sorry.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I love it when they do that in games. They need to do it more. Maybe in a better way. I mean, it is pretty dodgy where you have to like look at something and then press X and that. But no, it's still pretty cool. They should do it more. Maybe I should pick up Orange Box again. But we spent far too much time talking about that game that come out about 14 years ago. We've got previously banned, not banned anymore, Capone Adam.
Hi.
Hello, Capone. How's it going?
Okay. Hi, Michael.
Hello, Adam. How are you, sir?
Good. Hi, Fiona. I've got just a quick call.
Right.
Do you know who that evil Garnet character is on Twitter?
He's evil. Farley told me about this. There's a guy who's pretending to be Garnet Lee on Twitter. Who is it? Do you know?
No, I don't know, but do you know what he's just written?
Go on.
This was from about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I'll quote, "Listening to some god-awful computer games radio show I'm due to be on next week. Someone tell me this is a joke." Right.
That's interesting. I'll have to check that out.
I'm thinking it must be someone from our shores.
Well, apparently he's British. Farley was telling me he's British, but this is probably boring for people that don't follow Evil Garnet on Twitter, so then they don't even know who Garnet Lee is coming up next week.
Well, why don't you can look forward to
Elmo, explain who Garnet Lee is to the uneducated masses.
I'll tell you who Garnet Lee is. Garnet Lee is the editor, chief editor of 1UP, and he's also the sort of chief host of Listen Up podcast. It's quite a big deal in the States, and it's come over here, and everyone really enjoys it over here. But we've got him next week for a whole hour, so get your questions ready and all that. A little bit of plugging for a little bit of self-promotion, isn't it?
It's all good. Excellent.
Good. Well, let's go to the break. Capone, you going to wait for us?
No, I'll just call later.
All right, I'll speak to you later. Bye.
Part of the Something Corporation. For more details, go to something.info. If you love film as much as we do, then you'll love 2 Blu-ray DVDs for just £25. Go to playradiouk.com/adverts and click on the HMV banner.
Once upon a time, in a magical land called the Internet, there lived an MP3 player. Now, this poor little MP3 player was cursed many years ago by the wicked witch of the airwaves to only ever play one song. But like any curse of old, there is always a legal loophole, and this curse was no different, and could be lifted after the kiss of a noble prince. And look, what's this on the horizon? Why, it's the Play Radio Prince. Oh, forget all of that poppycock. For straight talking without the frills, check out Play Talk from Play Radio. Go to playradiouk.com/podcast.
Joypod with Elmo and Michael. Play Talk UK.
Yeah, my name's David Elmo Turners.
Hello, my name is Michael Fox.
And
I'm currently responding to Headless Dickin and saying, say it to our face, bitch.
Yeah, try not to follow him, he's a twat. Okay, so... Right, okay, we've got someone on the line. Let's go to the line. Line 4.
Hello.
Hello, who's this on line 4?
It's Terrier from Roebuck.
Hello, Terrier. How's it going? You come to save the show, mate?
No.
Fair enough.
Michael was talking about Team Fortress 2.
He was.
He's having trouble killing stuff. There's plenty of different classes that you can play that are a lot easier to play for beginners.
Go on, give him some tips.
I've played it quite extensively on the PC version, but whenever you're starting out, you can play as the medic or the engineer, where you're playing kind of either support or defensive role, where all your shooting's done automatically with the turret.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to keep the turret up and defended. But it's a good way of getting into the game. You get to know half of the maps whenever you're defending, and you get to know the attacking paths whenever you're healing people that know how to play the game.
Well, maybe you should work on that side of things then, Michael, you useless man. I love the fact that people are ringing up a video games radio show to give the presenters tips. That is...
Yeah, but they all know that I'm completely inept. Terry, have you got it? Have you got a copy of it?
I've got it on the PC.
Ah, fail.
Because he's leet. He is leet. Did you not know that?
It's a game, so it's obviously going to be better on the PC.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyway, is there anything else we could do for you, Terry?
Yeah, have any of you tried the demo for the new PopCap game, Zombies vs.
Now,
Plants?
this is Zombies vs. Plants. Now, I didn't, and the reason why I haven't yet is because I'm not a tower defence game. Does it resemble a tower defence game in a big way, or...?
It's similar to a tower defence game, but it's definitely PopCap's own take on it. Rather than just having a set route for the zombies to take, you've basically got 5 strips down the garden, and the zombies just walk in a straight line up one.
Oh,
and
I
if you
see.
take your plants in, they'll only fire straight down that one.
Ah, I getcha. So, do you think it's more casual or more hardcore?
It's definitely more casual at first, but it looks like it's going to get quite chaotic whenever you've been playing it a while. 'Cause I played quite a bit of the demo there before work earlier, and I didn't get to play it all, but it switches into nighttime mode, which changes the gameplay because there's no sun falling out of the sky. Basically, instead of having money to build whatever units, and then you kill stuff to get more money,
so
it works differently.
Do you think it's going to be worth? Do you think it's going to be worth the money then, do you?
Well, it's only £7.
All right. Okay, cool. Well, Michael, you'll be reviewing that for us because you'll be much more likely to have a decent take on it than I will. But
well, the demo's out this week. In fact, I think it came out today. So I shall grab it after the show, give it a go. And I mean, PopCap are doing some really, really good games at the moment. Obviously, they're responsible for the game beginning with P that we're not allowed to mention anymore. But yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll let you know what I think about it next week.
All right. Well, thanks for your call, Terry. I'll call back again next week or later if you want. You have to watch the football?
No, I'm stuck at work at the minute.
Oh, nice one. Cool. We haven't lost someone to football. Wicked. Cheers, Terrier. Right, so now let's get down to the real business, Michael. What I've been playing. What David's been playing. Right, okay, so I've played a shitload of games that are not really the sort of stuff that I'd usually play, but there's a little bit of retro stuff in there and some weird ones. But the first one I played was Passage. Now, have you played Passage?
No, do tell.
Right, now Passage is sort of like an indie game that was set up. It's 5 minutes long. It only takes 5 minutes to play. If you Google Passage the game, you'll be able to pick it up. And what it is, it's sort of one of those games that tries to challenge, you know, that video games are an art, like, and can be used as art.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what you do is you load it up and it's like a black screen and it comes up with the title of the game, Passage. You press start and all you're doing is controlling these really badly sort of pixelated man. And there's a thin strip that you can see of the world in front of you. And, like you go along and you'll pick up a woman and you can, find treasure chests if you look around and explore a little bit. And the further you go to the right, the further you know, your life comes to an end and your character gets older and stuff and then someone dies, you know, people die. I don't really want to spoil it, but, you know, it's obviously as if to, you know, to challenge your outlook on life and show you what, you know, this little character's going through and how it resembles life and stuff. And
cool. And the whole thing takes place in 5 minutes. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, it doesn't take long to complete at all, and it's well worth the free download that it is and trying out. It's also out on the iPhone actually, and it's like 59p, so it might be worth checking out and seeing what you think of it. I've got a couple of problems with it. I think it tries to be a little bit too artsy and sometimes a little bit too simple, and I don't like the fact that you can walk back, which pisses me off because I like the whole symbol of life and time is that you can't walk back.
It's a constant journey.
Exactly,
forward, yeah.
and there's things like that, and personally I think like, you get the female companion far too early in the game. Like, you must be about 3 years of age when you're dating that, you lovely young lady. But there's some...
A little bit wrong.
It's a talking point, but I think the best thing to do with this game is sort of leave it until you've played it and see your experiences, and we'll compare them, yeah?
Cool. I mean, just on the subject of the whole sort of games as art thing.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of people are sort of... How to say this properly? Do you think a lot of people are trying to be more artistic in their games is because
I think
they've seen
so,
the
yeah.
stuff that Braid has done,
yeah,
and they just want to say, oh well, I can do games as art now as well, you know.
Definitely, I don't think that's a bad thing, though. I just think it will sort the men from the boys. The people that can do it and get away with it, like Flower, I think they will shine, and the guys that are clearly trying to imitate that sort of style of game and you know, and clearly don't pull it off. That's where it's going to go wrong. So, I
mean, I've got to say, I mean, you mentioned Flower there, and I know it's like a simple PSN game. It's like, you know, it's how much does it cost? What, a few quid?
£3, I think. Yeah,
£3. That has got to be one of the games that is making me salivate and want a PS3 at the moment, because it just looks so different, and when I saw it running at Gadget Show, it's a beautiful game. I could sit there for ages just sort of like flirting about on it. And like, obviously a couple of weeks ago, your dad did a review of it.
Yeah, sort of.
And he was, you know, enraptured by it.
Yeah, he really liked it. But then I showed it to my brother and his wife, yesterday, and they almost spat at the screen. So it's not for everyone, but, like, really impressed with that. It's probably my favourite of the sort of art house games. You know what I mean? Like, I prefer it to Braid, and I prefer it to Passage and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, that would be the top for me, because I think it's filled with hidden meaning, and it doesn't try and force it past you, and it doesn't try and hide things too much, and it's just there for what it is, and you can look at it and see it on so many levels and enjoy it. That I think that's sort of the benchmark for me.
Excellent.
But you know, Braid was good. Braid was a cool game. I just think Jonathan Blow was a bit of a dick, that's all. So yeah, so that's Passage. Definitely try that out. I'm going to get my dad to review it next week as well, hopefully. So that should be a lot of fun.
Quick interruption. Campfire says, did you hear about it from A Life Well Wasted?
I did, yes. Actually, that's true. I was listening to Robert Ashley's A Life Well Wasted. Check it out on iTunes, and it's pretty good.
If you want an intelligent video games podcast, listen to that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like, I prefer his interviews more than I do when he's talking, because he seems to be maybe a little bit too pretentious when he's talking on his own. But like, I really enjoy the interviews he gets on there. And this week there was some fantastic ones. Have we got someone on line 4?
Sorry, yeah. Did you say there's an intelligent gaming podcast out there?
There is.
Could you just give me that name again?
It's A Life Well Wasted.
A Life Well
Wasted. Okay.
Write it down.
Just thought I'd mention. Also, you were asking for tips from listeners.
I wasn't asking for them. They were giving.
If he's got some, we'll have to take them.
When playing games, perhaps try not to be such a know-it-all and a pretentious so-and-so, and helping those, like Michael, for those of us who are not so intelligent in the games yet.
My point is that why is he on a games radio show when he doesn't know anything about that?
I look at it as a sort of care in the community sort of thing.
I think so do I.
I was just about to come around to like you, egghead. Nope, that's it. Fine.
Listen, that's Gary, right?
Yeah.
How's it going, man? Your prize from last week's on the way.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to that.
Maybe you can help us here. Do you remember what letter we said we were going to do this week?
I think you were going to do E, and I do have a suggestion.
E,
because you did D, and I think
that's elite.
Well, that was going to be my suggestion.
Well, it's already on there. Did you check the website? This is joypod.com.
I got time for that. Sorry.
It was chosen by His Holiness the Right Reverend Ian Lee.
Yeah, Ian Lee picked that one, so you've got to beat him off.
I've wasted quite a lot of my youth playing Elite, actually.
Oh. So
it has to be said.
What you're saying is that you're reluctant to beat Ian Lee off?
I'm reluctant to go down that path of conversation.
Go down where?
At 7:32.
Right, okay.
Gary?
Yes?
Gary, have you got DS?
Yes.
Have I got DS? No, I haven't. Should I get one?
Well, get one. Get an R4 card. And,
no, Michael, you can't.
1.6 meg version of Elite that's available at the moment. It's wicked.
You're joking. Right, I'll have to write it with me. I'll have a pen again.
Open source, completely free, and bloody addictive. Go and play it.
I downloaded Outrun for the Xbox on Michael's suggestion. Can I say flipping good?
Oh, it is pretty good, isn't it? So you got...
Show, we're going to play. You, me, they'll be racing.
Okay, well, we'll try and do that tonight, maybe,
We'll set that up.
This is turning from a radio show to a casual chat.
And your problem with that is?
I've got no problem with that.
Yeah.
Maybe
No,
the
well,
other
today,
four
fellas,
people listening...
We'll have dinner.
Well, I've not eaten yet. I'll eat when I get home. Got a couple of hot dogs.
Sausages.
Sausage, nice.
Such a egg.
What are those things with sauce inside a chicken? Chicken Kiev.
And that's enough of that. Right, so I've also been playing Rhythm Paradise on the DS.
Bugger!
So now
I've
that's...
been playing that. I forgot about that. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's the English version of the Japanese game Rhythm Tengoku, which is, I would say, probably one of the most hardcore of the rhythm action games that we've seen in recent years.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've decided that I don't really like it. I think...
Do you know, I love Rhythm Tengoku, okay? I've got the original GBA version, I've got the DS version as well. I love them both. But Rhythm Paradise, I don't like.
It's the same game, Michael.
It's not the same game. It's had the fucking soul ripped out of it.
Oh, in what way?
Right, they've anglicised all the... Okay, they've got... Right, the original game...
Yeah.
Full of insane, bouncy Japanese pop music.
Because it's Japanese,
yeah. Being all sort of like, oh, Japan's better than any place in the world. Okay, it's got this lovely, random, silly charm about it. And then they've sort of got exactly the same music, but they've rewritten the lyrics to fit into this sort of horrible
but what did
Hannah
you
Montana
expect? If
style
they want,
pop mentality, and it's balls.
They're advertising this on, like, prime time television. What did you expect?
Beyonce.
Yeah, exactly. But so what did you expect? Like, for them to keep all the Japanese lyrics in? That's going to turn the casual market off straight away. So what's your point?
Well, what I would have liked to have had, would you have to have the option for both? You know how a lot of games, when they come over in Japan,
I suppose that'll
like
work,
the option of having like a Japanese dub or the English dub, yeah?
Yeah. Well,
you could have had both.
I suppose that'll work.
It's a tiny game.
Yeah, still talking. But I suppose that would work, but for me, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't change my opinion on the game. I still think that it's a little bit too hardcore. It tries a little bit too hard to be kooky, and it doesn't make me want to plough through the game.
Okay, did you ever play the original Game Boy Advance version?
No.
Okay, the GBA version destroys the DS version from a great
I'm
height
sure it is, but I'm talking about the DS version.
No, listen.
Go on.
The GBA version has just got this incredible innate simplicity about it. Basically, it's a 2-button game. That's it. And it's all about the rhythm. With the DS stylus, you just don't have that sort of same ability to do the interface, to work it correctly, as it were. If you ever get the chance, right, tell you what, I'm down studio next week. I'll bring my copy of it so you can borrow it for a week and see what you think of it, okay? Because I think you'll much prefer the advanced version to the DS version, because it's just much more immediate.
Well, yeah, but then I'm going by the version that I've played. You know, there's not. I mean, I can't really you can't really turn around and say we'll play it on the GBA because it don't work like that. What I'm saying is that this product it tries too hard. I think personally, just doesn't really it doesn't really work for me. Is it? It gets a little bit annoying.
That's cool.
But
please say that you'll try the advanced version.
Well, yeah, if I can get hold of a copy, I suppose. But listen, so what it made me do, it made me start thinking of like older sort of rhythm action games that I used to love, and I made the big mistake of picking up Uendan. If you want your life just taken from you, put that game back in again, and that is a perfect, and I'm going to say it is, maybe the spinning bit's a little bit too ridiculous, but that is a perfect rhythm action game. In fact, it's probably one of my favourite rhythm action games of all time, like, up there with Guitar Man, but just, it's so good. Really, I know I've raved about it, but, so I sort of sat down one day, I think it was Saturday, and I breezed through, the mode on normal, and then, I sat down, and started running through it on hard, and just like the songs come straight back to you, and the feeling you get of just flicking your stylus around just in this wonderful manner. It's just, if you've got a DS and go onto eBay or something. I'm sure you can get it on eBay and download, buy Osu Tetike Uendan, right? Search Uendan is O-U-E-N, how do you spell it? O-U-E-N-D-A-N.
D-A-N.
Yeah. Just get it, because it is one of the greatest games on the DS. It's Japanese. It'll take you a short while to get through, like the menu systems and that, but once you do and you get used to it, it is just absolute win. The game is absolutely fantastic. And that was, if you listen to the show regularly, we play Rinda Rinda. That was from Uendan a couple of weeks ago, the song, the one with In-Betweeners in it. So, yeah, so I've had a lot of fun with my DS, this week, and that has sort of, taken the biscuit.
That's so good. Do you know, one of my favourite things about Uendan was, a couple of years ago, Christmas Day, I was just bored and fired up Uendan on it.
Yeah.
And as soon as I started it, it opened up a Christmas song.
What?
There's a Christmas song. If you play it on Christmas Day, it opens up a Christmas song.
Wait, Uendan?
Yeah.
Oh shit, man! No way, really?
December 25th, it opens up a Christmas song.
Damn, I'm gonna change a clock on my thing just to play that tonight. I've never known that. I've completed Uendan about 14 times. I've never known there was an extra song. That's incredible.
Well, from what I can work out, it was a Christmas song. It was Christmas Day, and I won't ruin the story, but basically, it's a very, very lovely song, and the story behind it is.
Man, I can't wait to try that out. That's pretty impressive. Line 4, you ready to join us?
I am.
Who's on line 4?
It be Johnster.
Hello, Johnster. How's it going, mate? You all right?
Not too bad.
You got such a wicked voice. It always cheers me up whenever I hear it. What can I? It's a bit gay. That bit gay. We'll move on.
I'll let you off.
What can we do for you?
Well, I was going to suggest something for E.
Yes.
And speaking of a Wendon, I was going to say Elite Beat Agents.
Now, I'm afraid, going to have to say no. That cannot take Elite off the top spot. And let me explain myself. Elite Beat Agents was terrible, right? And I was thinking of this while I was playing Uendan. I was thinking, is it like the whole Riven Tengoku? Oh, it's Japanese. No, I'm thinking there's so many bands they could have got into Elite Beat Agents to have made it work. Skater Boy. Really?
That's what I was thinking.
You know, I mean, get Queen in there, get the Darkness in there, I thought the only song that worked on Elite Beat Agents was YMCA. I didn't have a problem with that. Maybe because of that, but that was the only song that worked for that game. The rest of it was just full of junk and just didn't work at all. What they needed to do was get the glam rock, you know, just wonderful music in there and work on that. Like, Foo Fighters should have been on it. You know?
Yeah, but there's some suggesting it. Right.
Go on.
It's because I don't think a Wendon will win O.
What's that O?
I'm not going to say, because
let me check.
To reload it.
Oblivion. Yeah, Windan's going to beat Oblivion, trust me. Trust me. I'll tell you now.
Is it going to be Outrun?
Is it going to be Outrun? No, probably not.
Why are we discussing O?
Yeah, why are you discussing... You Johnster, you tricksy little...
I didn't want to name names. You brought up the O's.
You brought out the O's?
I was going to name names.
Right.
Stop fighting.
Okay, anything else for us? Tell you what, we'll go for... Are you good to hang on? We'll go for a break and then we'll go for our topics.
Well, I was going to go to the shop in the break, but then I'll call back.
All right, do that then.
I will.
Part of the Something Corporation. Can't get your gadgets to work properly? Or want to know how to choose the best technology for you and how to get it at the best possible price? Either way, you can get the impartial, jargon-free tech advice in plain English on thegadgetdetective.com. There are no charges, subscriptions or fees to pay. You don't even have to register to receive free help. Simply go to gadgetdetective.com, click on free tech advice and type your question. So, get your free tech advice today. Visit gadgetdetective.com. GadgetDetective.com, making sense of technology. Fact. 99% of broadcast radio worldwide is subject to state control. Government quangos paid out of your taxes, controlled by politicians and their mandarins, dictating what you're allowed to hear. They hold the licenses. They set the rules. They're worried about you. You frighten them. We welcome you. We are Play Talk UK. Play Talk UK, Joypod with Elmo and Michael.
That's it, and we're currently at the moment going through what I've been playing this week, and it's probably been our longest what you've been playing ever. But you know, we'll stick by it. Okay, so I also fired up my old Xbox, my original Xbox this week, like, because it was there, and I just thought, you know what, I quite fancy playing that. So I sat and played Time Splitters 2. Because we've been discussing it recently.
By Mr. Blake.
Well, that's it, and I thought, you know, I'll go back and try and do that level that we knew so well. I can't believe how far first-person shooters have come since the Xbox days. The game was a mare to control, an absolute mare. Did
you have the rose-tinted glasses on before you?
No, it was obviously that we were used to it back then, but like, because it's been a gradual progression to what is probably the best system at the moment, which is Call of Duty. Looking back on that it was awful. You could change buttons around, that was fine, but there was stuff like the aiming was weird. There was like, I always used to say when playing Time Splitters 2, you know, it was great how there was no, what do you call it? It was great how there was no crosshair. Mistake. I mean, terrible idea. What it was is that the way it works is that you have no crosshair until you go into aim mode, and when you're in aim mode, the crosshair comes out and you can't walk around, and it's just, it's just an utter mess. But, you know, the graphics still look surprisingly good for a game that old, and, but I'll never load that up again, because that's completely killed, my love for Time Splitters 2, but that's a shame. I also played, SSX 3, because it was there.
Do you know what? I was in Blockbuster today, and I was thinking, I might pick up a couple of PS2 games, because they're doing 3 for £10 at the moment.
Yeah.
And SSX3 was one of them. I was weighing it up. It's worth picking up.
Yeah, I mean, the control system works really well. Like, so SSX, if you don't know, is like a snowboarding game that hasn't been around for a little while, and it needs to come back. It come back on was it the Wii and DS?
Yes, but it was SSX on tour.
Yeah, it didn't really interest me that. I want a good, beautiful 360 high definition snowboard racing game, you know. I want it to come back. I love the characters in it. I love the control system. You know, the whole, you move your board around with the stick, and then when you get into tricks, you use the D-pad to flip and spin and stuff. Yeah. And it was brilliant. Yeah, really, really got on with it. And I'm probably going to go back to that and play that for a little bit more, because I've absolutely been loving SSX3, and I just want them to bring it back properly. But I don't know why. I don't know if there's one been announced or anything. I haven't really done my research on it, but that's one that I'm, fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed for E3.
SSX, to be honest. It was the first game I ever had on PS2.
It was on the demo disc that you got with the PS2, wasn't it?
It was off the one that my brother nicked from me from the toy shop he was working at the time.
He nicked a PS2 for you?
Yeah.
Shocking.
And a Dreamcast. Pikey.
No, you can't. I avoided saying that word because it's racist. Right.
Yeah, but he's my brother and he is, so there you go.
Right, okay. And the only other game I've been playing is this online sort of web game. It's not, well, I suppose it's a video game. No, it's not. But have you been on brokenpicturetelephone.com?
Now this was recommended to me a long time ago by Mr. David Gorman. About 4 or 5 months ago, as a matter of fact.
You mean he tweeted it and you read his tweet?
Yeah, maybe. But I did send one back to him saying
he's your mate.
I was addicted to it, and he sent one back to me saying, "Yes, it's very, very good, isn't it?" And I sent one back saying, "Yes, it is."
That means you're basically mates now, right?
Yeah.
So Broken Pixel, the way it works, Broken Picture Telephone, the way it works is that it consists of from 11 all the way up to, like, say 52 post-it notes, right? The first post-it note is a description or an object, or you write something down like telephone, right? And then you hand that post-it note to the next person and they draw a telephone. And then they hand that drawing, not the description, to the next person. The next person has to describe it. What the picture is. Then they send that description to the next person. They have to draw that description. So basically what happens is that it's like Chinese whispers, but done with pictures and
version of
text.
Chinese whispers,
but because not everyone's great at drawing, what started off as an alien could become a gherkin, and it just goes on and on and on, and it's just hilarious how something can go from, you know, one written post-it note, like such a sort of well-known object, to a complete mess. Like, I don't know, I just, it's brilliant. It's beautiful the way the human mind works. And then when the game's complete, you can check the games you've been involved in and then comment on those games. So people are like, chatting to each other. It's just, it works so well. So if
it does, I mean, the nice thing is when you've got a complete game, you can actually look through the whole stream of everything that's happened in that game.
Exactly, yeah.
To like 50 odd different things.
And what's great, I find, is that when you're drawing the picture, it's like, it gives you like sort of a paint utility, a basic paint utility. And when you draw that picture and submit it, it's great reading how people describe your drawings and how it goes off on a tangent like that. It's absolutely great fun. So if you get the chance, definitely check out brokenpicturetelephone.com, because that is an absolute winner.
One of the best ones I had was, actually, I think it was in my first ever game, and it ended up with the last phrase was, "Take that banana out of me," which was
lovely.
Just really wrong.
Lovely. There was one that I finished on. I'll have to post it up on the website. It finished with a picture of Wally, which was pretty cool. We're going to rattle through some calls because the phone line's going mental. Line 4.
Hello again.
Hello, who's this?
It's Johnster.
Hello, Johnster. What can we do? You just... Oh, right. Oh, yeah, that's right. You come back. You went to the shops. What did you get? Anything interesting?
Milk and bread.
Milk and bread. It's basic family fun. That's what I'm going to be eating for the next 6 months.
I'm Richard J. Carter.
I didn't mean to press that.
When I'm not busy being awesome, I listen to Joypod.
Right, okay, sorry. Yeah, there we go. You can't interrupt the cartridge. That's the problem. The cart man. Right. So yeah, what can we do? Hold on. Right. This is going to be even better. Bear with us one sec. Hello, Michael, on the phone.
Hi.
You all right? Yeah. You've called me while I'm doing a radio show, mate.
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. I was just watching the Champions League and I thought, yeah, I'll do that thing, but obviously that's do you have a phone then?
Yeah, my brother there. What a twat. Right, okay, so Johnster, what can we do for you? What did we say we were going to run the topics past you, didn't we?
You did.
Okay, so my topic, right, what I thought would be a nice thing to talk about today, you know, today of all days, the disastrous Joypod show, the legend. This is going to go down with a B. It's going to go down with Mr. Tits. It's going to go down with all that. Okay, right, so I want to talk about midnight launches and whether you think they're a good thing or a bad thing. Are you for or against them? That sort of stuff. Discuss. Have you had any good experiences, bad experiences with midnight launches?
I've never had a bad experience at a midnight launch. The only trouble is that every time I go to a midnight launch and then play the game, I usually fall asleep within half an hour.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Why do we do it? So what midnight launches have you been to?
I went to the DS midnight launch for the UK with my mate because he hadn't got one at that time.
No, I did that.
And there was about 7 people there.
But what was it like? Was this at a game station, a game, or what?
That was at a game. They didn't do anything special. They just had a queue, and then
was that it? See, that's what's disappointing. Like, because I went to a game station. These were both at game station, actually. I went to the PSP midnight launch, and it was like, give me your money. Do you know what I mean? Get out.
Yeah.
And no one was talking to each other. But when we went to the Wii one, Mike, that was actually pretty good. There was people there.
You and I both went. You had the money for one. I didn't. I was gutted.
Regretting it now, mate. Don't worry about it. Regretting it now. Yeah, yeah, all that bloody economic crisis. I blame the PlayStation 3. Yeah, I mean, like, it was quite fun, wasn't it? There was people talking, and I think they can work when done with the right products, but then I've never been to, like a Halo one, or I've never done it for a game. Not saying that I wouldn't, but I don't know what the atmosphere would be like.
I think the problem with it is, we've had, the midnight launches we've been to have been at, like, Milton Keynes, which isn't exactly, like, a hotbed of rock and roll activity.
Yeah.
You know, for the launch of the PS3 down in London, they were giving away bloody massive Sony Bravia.
Yeah, they gave away 10 Sony Bravia TVs.
So we need to go to stuff like that.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I always worry, like, you go to London, you'll be out of there by about 2 in the morning. How do you get home? Stop me if I'm wrong. I don't really want to get on a night bus
with a PS3.
With a PS3. Do you know?
Your telly.
Not what they ship them to their houses, but.
If there's enough people at the midnight launch, then there'll be enough people on the bus with also PS3, reducing your chances of being mugged.
I know, but there's still that chance there. But I'm like quite a weedy little fella, so you know they tend to target my brittle bones. Yeah. So if you've been to a midnight launch in central London, I'd like to hear how you got home, please, and if you got mugged or stabbed or whatever.
Topic.
It is quite a sophisticated topic. Well, let's hear king of the topics, Michael Fox.
Okay, so, right, most people who listen to the show have jobs, right? I know I have a job, and Elmo has one, although his is sort of like a special scheme for special people.
Yeah, architectural designer, you stupid teacher. Carry on.
If you could turn your job into a video game, what would it be called, and what would happen in it?
Right, okay, well, give us an example.
Okay, right, so mine is going to be called School of Death, right?
Not really appropriate, that, is it?
Right, it's a first-person shooter that involves you wandering around a randomly generated school environment, and you throw books at unruly children.
School of Death, not really appropriate, that, is it?
I don't get the death part.
It's 10 years since Columbine, I think we can move on. Anyway, there'll also be a multiplayer deathmatch mode, and you'll have teachers versus pupils, and the pupils have knives, but watch out for the caretaker, who knows what side he's on. So there you go.
Johnster?
I sell loans, so it's really boring.
You sell what?
I sell loans that are ridiculously expensive, so it wouldn't.
Could you email me your number?
Pardon?
After the show, just email me your company's number.
Why?
You sell loans?
Yes.
Yeah. You can email me your number.
That want a loan from us.
Do you go around breaking legs?
No, it's over the phone, but we're like...
So you like sort of scream at them a little bit? Give me my money back!
You borrow $2 grand, you pay back 4, pretty much.
That is shocking behaviour. See, Johnster is an actual gangster. We've got a gangster on the phone.
Enforcer.
That is pretty badass.
If only it was that cool.
Are you like Dog the Bounty Hunter?
No.
Just imagine.
What the hell's that got to do with anything?
Listeners.
He's a bounty hunter.
Yeah, I know, but he
doesn't sell loans.
He's a big fella, you donut, right? Listeners, just now when you listen to Johnster, ever ring up the show or you ever hear his voice, have a picture in your head of Dog the Bounty Hunter on an iPhone. Hey, Dog, you alright?
Thanks.
That's quality. No, okay, so your one wouldn't really make a good game then, no? Because I've been thinking, because I read this before, like Michael's idea for a terrible topic, and like what I was thinking, because it's really weird. I go to like a lot of sites. I work at a lot of sites, and I was thinking like, this is a perfect setting for a video game. So they're big warehouses we build, and like you're going underground, and it's all like, because it's all pretty much unstable and completely empty, so it's big wide spaces and shit like that. And I was thinking, what would make a great game, right? And this is innovative as well. Capone Adam, I love this, right?
Does it involve a broom?
It doesn't involve a broom. Could do, I suppose. But what it is that the building collapses, right, while you're downstairs inspecting it or whatever, yeah? And the aim of the game is to get out of the building. Now, this game can be completed in half an hour, simply by retracing your steps, how you got down there and getting out of the building. Game over, credits roll. But the main part of the game is to try and save as many people as you possibly can. And scattered around this massive, huge building are people who are in trouble. So, like, there'll be someone hanging off the edge of the 3rd floor or whatever, and you've got to drag them up. There'll be people on fire, and you've got to help them out. All sorts of crap like that. So, although you can complete it in like half an hour, there's like a 10, 20-hour game there with all these little things going on in this building. And then after the credits roll, it tells you how many people are in trouble and how many people you saved, and there's the replayability that you've got. Would you have
the people in the same place all the time, or would you have random generation?
Probably I don't know. Let's say random if it's better, but then it might not work. So
what you could do, right? Obviously, because no two buildings will collapse the same. Yeah, so you can have like a random physics engine, and then it would like find suitable places to put the people in. And
if there's any games, if there's any games developers listening now, can you ring up and tell Michael why that wouldn't work? Okay, well, cheers for calling, Johnston. Sorry for keeping you on the line for so long, but
no problem.
Listen, man, if I do lend money from you, does that take it easy on me, will you?
Will do.
There you go. There's Johnston, the dog hunter. So
Campfire has asked, is Johnston having a hedgehog party with his milk and his bread?
Well, possibly. That would be quite sexy. So you can give us a call 01243 55 61 61 Skype play.radio.uk. If you do Skype in, I will hang up but then call you back. So don't panic if you get cut off. We're talking about midnight launches. And if you could turn your job into a video game, what would it be like? And joining us on Skype is James. Hello, James.
Hey, hi.
How's it going, mate? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. How
Good. Yeah, you know what? Not too bad. Like, I think the idea of writing off the show before the mics even go live is not a bad idea, because I'm a lot calmer than I usually am. What can we do for you?
Well, you were talking about Wendan. I was just wondering if you ever played the sequel. Not Elite Beat Agents, but the
Wendan 2. Yeah, I have, you know, and it was alright. But again, they got the music wrong, I think. Maybe it was more localised for the Japanese market, and it probably worked over there better than it did for, like, the English fans of a Wendan. But the appeal of a Wendan was that the songs were slightly wacky, they were a little bit off-key, and that's why it worked so well. So, yeah, that's the only downer I've got on that.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree. I mean, they added quite a lot of the good bits from Elite Beat Agents, you know, like being able to skip intros and stuff like that, but the song selection wasn't as good. It was not as strong.
Well, yeah, I mean, I always, recommend Wendan over Wendan 2, but did you know about this secret,
I had no idea.
Is this true?
I don't know if it is true. I think he might be talking out of his arse, but...
Michael, you talking out of your arse again?
Right? I went through the whole game, I finished the whole game, and then I open up for a little play, and then it appears a different song. It's just like, oh, okay.
See, this really just sounds like one of those rumours you hear in the playground. Is that what you heard it, Michael?
Well, when you put when you put a certain configuration of buttons in a Tomb Raider, she's naked.
Yeah,
like
that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's not what happened.
Not too sure about that. Anyway, listen, Farley, before you go, and you are going, what, no problem, what's the score?
I'm not watching it. I don't care.
There we go. A true Joypod listener. We'll be, back with you after the break.
The home of free speech. Radio you won't hear anywhere else. Joypod with Elmo and Michael. Play Talk UK.
What? This man sets that up. Well, it would seem...
You didn't go to the toilet.
Yeah, it is. It was not even you could go that quickly. It would seem that no one wants to advertise with us, which is a little bit of a shame. Now, we've got the news coming up, but before we go to that, we've got someone on line 4. Line 4.
Hi. Thank God I finally got through to you. I've been ringing the other studio for about 2 weeks.
Sorry about that. Yeah, because we've changed studio, it's not quite as a catchy number.
I've got the one.
So the number is 01243 55 61 61. Maybe that's why we never get a lot of calls. Maybe that's why. Let's say that's why. In fact, actually, Michael Holt hasn't Skyped in. That's worrying.
He hasn't. People have been asking, where is he?
I don't know. Who is this on the line, please?
My name's Adam, but not Adam Capone. The other Adam.
Is this actually Adam?
Yeah, it's actually me.
How's it going, man? Now, Michael, not to be a grass here, but this man has been sending a lot of abusive messages about you on the PlayStation network there.
Oh,
well, that's because I'm a very horrible man.
Yeah, he's got that right. What can we do for you, Adam?
Oh, I was just ringing up because I thought your topics were quite interesting.
What have you got for us?
Well, I went to a couple of midnight launches.
Really? What for?
Well, I went to one with when GTA 4 came out not long ago, and
yeah,
I was like surprised that like just about everybody I knew was there, and I think probably because the game was so popular.
But it was just a right laugh because we turned up and we turned up like 2 hours early, so we were first in the queue.
Yeah.
And everyone we knew just started turning up and we were like, oh, hey guys, you getting GTA 4? Oh, obviously, you know. And we went in the game station and they had a guy, one of the staff laid out on the floor with a white line around him, like he's been shot, and then all the GTA like shelter collapsed.
So they really went all out. Whereabouts was this?
This was in Telford. Oh, it's some shit all in between Wales.
No, I know where Telford is. So, but it's cool that they went all out for it, surely. I mean...
they made an effort, that's good.
And they even had a game, like, the store, like, down the road, game, they had, like, people dressed as pimps.
That's nice, that's nice. Cool. So, would you go to one again, or... Is that the only one you've been to, or what?
No, I mean, I went to the Wii midnight launch as well.
Alright, cool.
Which was, like, on my birthday, so I had the money for it as well, which was great. But 19th of November it got released, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was freezing where we were, but me and Michael went out for a little party before we turned up, and we were quite hammered. So, do you remember I took a wee down an alley? Lol, wee. I took a little wee down an alley and missed when the doors opened. I thought, hold it in, and I thought, I can't hold it in any longer, I'll go for a wee. I was like third in the queue. I come back and everyone had gone in. I was like, shit.
And then you're back in the queue. But it was reserved, so it was alright. I remember I went to the GTA midnight launch as well, but I went to the Tesco's one. So,
not quite as flashy.
Instead of having, like, you know, the outline of a shot person on the floor, we had, like, just miserable old women who didn't understand why there was loads of people there queuing up for a video game.
Why did you go to Tesco's, really?
Well, because it was, you know, I could guarantee to get a copy from there.
They got a sign up now in my local 24-hour Tesco's that says if you're queuing up for a game, you won't be able to buy it till 9 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, they have, yeah. Because it's like all in like a separate section. I suppose they can't be asked to have staff in there getting the games for people, but yeah, they've actually got that in there now. So, new midnight launches in my Tesco's setting.
Oh.
Cool. Have you got anything else for us, Adam, or are you watching the football as well?
I completely forgot because you put me off with bloody Tesco.
Well, the other one was that if you could turn your job into a video game.
Oh yeah, shit. Have you played Dishwasher Dead Samurai?
I haven't. No, is it any good?
No. What's it like?
Okay. It's like Ninja Gaiden, but it's like 2D, and you play like a dishwasher who goes completely mental with a couple of butcher knives and just starts killing all these FBI agents. But I haven't got it either. My brother's got it, and I watch him play it sometimes.
When you say dishwasher, you mean someone that washes dishes, not a little machine that just bowls about the place with too much attitude?
Well, I work as a janitor.
Right.
Well, not a janitor, that's what I said in America.
Yeah.
Cleaner over here, and my idea was just going to basically be exactly the same as that, except to be, I don't know.
What you need to do is Google broombastic or speak to Capone Adam, and he'll tell you about his idea. That'll suit your job for real.
All right.
All right then, mate. Well, cheers for calling. Well,
Adam, have you got a game beginning with E that could possibly challenge Elite?
Shit.
No, that begins with an S.
It does. Damn it. Hold on.
D.
E.
So,
that's... I guess I don't.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Well, if you think of one, give us a call again.
Okay.
Right, cheers, Adam. Speak to you soon. That was Adam there. He hates Michael Fox. Now, we got the news here. Now, because of your terrible, what do you call it? Your bed music that you made up, that people say sounds like Drunk Sonic. People have been sending in their own bed music. Now, I can only play one of them out. The other one was from Michael Hall, but it got sent to my Elmo at This Is Joypod, which is fine, but then I can't email it into this studio because the internet's down, like the email's down, so that doesn't work. However, I can play Capone Adams because it's on the web. Right, this is what Capone wants to replace the news music with. Here we go.
This is going well. I can't hear anything.
You might not be able to, I can. So that's the standard that we're living up to, that. Cheers for sending that, Capone.
I don't know, is it good or not? I can't hear it.
It was basically a drunk Sonic.
Ah, okay.
Okay. But, so right now, I think the only thing to do is to keep the same, bedding music, because that was just disturbing. So here is the news.
Okay, so rumours abound that Microsoft are now jumping on the motion sensing bandwagon. According to photos that have been leaked to the Engadget website, the 360 looks to soon have a device that will sit under your television and track your movements in a game. If you kick and punch, your character kicks and punches. There's no need for holding a silly little control. Now, apparently, the bar's camera, rather, is also able to pick up fine movements, and we're going to hear more at E3, or possibly not, but the whole thing is bull. That's it.
So this is like the idea that it's going to track everything you do. Now they're saying what it's going to be a camera with a microphone in it, and it can censor you and not what's going on in the background, and
yes,
it can
also differentiate between you and the things that surround you. It just seems that everybody, well, Microsoft and Sony, are just trying to jump on the Nintendo Wii, the motion-y type thing.
Well, why not? I mean, if it's going to offer up a little bit of competition, then I'm all for it. But it doesn't interest me. I play games to play games. I don't get up and sort of want to dance about. I just worry that it's just going to be iToy games again. It really needs to do something different to stand out, and maybe it can work. We'll have to see. And it needs to be correctly priced, because I can't imagine a kit like that being under 40 quid.
This is true. I mean, Microsoft are not exactly known for bargain accessories, but yeah, as you say, they need to have a good selection of games with it. I mean, there aren't that many games on the Wii that are really fantastic examples of motion use. I mean, you've got Wii Sports, admittedly, but that's like 3 years old now.
So come on, right? If you were working for Microsoft and someone come along with this product, what game would you make?
I would say if they could manage to sort of like put together a working, and I mean like it works well online, a working beat 'em up. Can you imagine that? That would work. That actually worked properly online. You throw a punch, and it sort of, if the other person at the other end of the wire, as it were, needs to defend it, and you block, you punch, you kick, you jump if you want to, all that sort of shit. You'd be knackered. But if they manage to get that working, that would be great. That's the only problem. All these games are just going to completely knacker you out, and all you want to do is just sit and play Halo. I don't know. There could be a good few things. I instantly think whenever I hear like these sort of game ideas, I instantly think, there should be some sort of heading system for FIFA.
Yeah, for FIFA or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe it would work. We'd have to see what it sees in E3, and it's not official yet. And if it is, I assume it's a long way off. But
yes, we shall see.
Whatever.
Okay, Bethesda have yet again managed to screw up Fallout 3's downloadable content. After the 360 version of the Pit left many gamers more than a little bit pissed off, the latest DLC is now not working for PC users. Broken Steel, because that's what it's called, sees a continuation of the main story around the Capital Wastelands, or it does if you own a 360 version. The PC download seems to be plagued with a similar problem that the Pit has. Different file sizes, and now a fun new bonus cryptographic message error. Bethesda reckon they'll have a fix out as soon as possible.
Nothing to say about that, really, have you?
I don't know, this whole Games for Windows Live thing just seems to be falling on its arse. Achievements aren't being, properly implemented. It just doesn't seem to be working.
I'm not a big fan of it. If you've got a PC, get Steam. Don't bother with Windows, Games for Windows. There's no point at all. Let's do this.
Right, cast your mind back to the heady days of 2005. Do you remember them? YouTube went live in February, Liverpool won the Champions League, and a new portable games console exploded onto the scene. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Gizmondo.
The Gizmondo! Woohoo!
An utter failure from day one. The thing that most people remember about it is the fact that one of the company executives, Stefan Eriksson, who was also known randomly as Fat Steve, managed to write off a $1 million Ferrari by crashing it into a wall while drunk, as well as being rather high up in the Swedish mafia. Now, it turns out that the whole story is being turned into a film, based on the version of events that appeared in Wired magazine anyway, and we at Joypod are of course looking forward to it massively.
That That is brilliant. That's a great idea for a film, actually. I'm quite interested in that.
Drunken Swedish mafia boss crashes Ferrari, launches absolutely pathetic video game system.
Maybe he knows Johnston the dog hunter. That would, maybe they're best mates. Alright, cool. So
I find it really, really weird that this isn't the first, movie that's been optioned about video games recently. You know that Leonardo DiCaprio is meant to be starring in The Story of Atari?
Really?
He's starring as Nolan Bushnell, which is going to be really, really weird.
You'd get someone like, what's it would be better for that? Who's that dude that was in, Willy Wonka and stuff like that?
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, get Johnny Depp to do Nolan Bushnell. That'd work out better, wouldn't it?
That's a really creepy Nolan
Yeah,
Bushnell.
definitely. That'd be great, because apparently he's mental.
That'd be cracking.
We'll have to try and get him on the show.
Gizmondo story just sounds great. I mean, it was a complete pile of shit. It was the worst handheld I've ever had the misfortune to play. I never played on fucking Tiger.com. That was horrible. Randomly though, Gizmondo 2 has been bought, the name Gizmondo has been bought, and apparently it's meant to be launching this summer.
Yeah, that's probably bullshit, isn't it? I mean, why launch with a failed name? It just doesn't make sense at all. Who told you that? Did you just make it up?
It's on the Gizmondo website.
Oh, right, maybe it's true then.
Did some actual research today. It's shocking, eh?
We've had a message over Skype. Says this from Andrew. Says, "Hi people, my nan wants a console for her 85th birthday, and I'm inquiring as to which one would be best for her. What do you reckon, Mike?"
Depends, you know.
Nintendo Wii.
Like, could she handle a first-person shooter?
Yeah, if she's well into her first-person shooters, like, get her a 360. If she's into her sort of, Japanese, sort of weird, messed-up games like Metal Gear Solid, get her a PS3. But no, in all seriousness, if someone's grandma does actually want to try out a game, it's probably gonna have to be the Wii, isn't it? Because my nan's played Wii bowling, she loves it.
I'd sack that off, say get a DS.
No, too fiddly.
Much more accessible, mate. Much more accessible.
Too fiddly, dear. This doesn't work too fiddly. What's going on? What's a small screen, dear? I can't see it.
Doesn't work, does it?
Barry's wife.
Margaret, lovely lady. I won't have a bad word said about her. We've also had a Skype from Happy Tree. He says, is Shaun White snowboarding any good? Don't know, I never played it. But he says, are there...
It's pretty good on the PS3 and the Xbox. The Wii version slightly less so, because it's a bit too reliant on the balance board.
Oh dear, that is a problem. But, he says, is Tiger Woods any good? He's looking for a golf game. Yes. Tiger Woods is absolutely fantastic. I don't know if he's got a 360 or a PS3. If he's got a 360, go out and get Tiger Woods. The new one's coming out soon, so hold off for that, because you'll regret it. But yeah, get the new Tiger Woods. That's coming out in a couple of months. And if you've got a PS3...
Or when the new one comes out, get the old one for about £3.
If you've got a PS3, go out and get Everybody's Golf World Tour, because that is one of the best golf games. I don't particularly like golf. I played it a few times, but I've never really got on with it. And it is unbelievable. I love golf games, and Everybody's Golf World Tour is easily one of the best golf games out there. It's fun. It looks amazing if you like that sort of cartoony anime look. And it's addictive. I might play that this week, actually. I'm in love with that game. It's so good. And there's DLC for it, and one of the DLC is like Jurassic Park. You're playing in Jurassic Park with volcanoes and dinosaurs and shit. Oh, so good.
I well recommend as well. Do you remember it from a few years ago? The Lynx series of golf games.
Yeah,
Lynx
like
2004 on the Xbox. My God.
Yeah, if you want to go way back there.
Game. Jesus, I'd be on that like a child on cake.
And of course, if you've got like a Michael on cake, and of course, if you've got a DS, get Touch Golf, because that's amazing as well. So that's all of the games there. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've had a few messages on the Twitter, so regarding our Alpha Best thing. Many people think that Elite is pretty much unbeatable.
I don't know.
I've had two.
I've just mentioned one that's probably going to beat it, but go on.
I've had two suggestions for Eternal Darkness, one from SteeJ and one from Adam GS. Adam says that the bathtub scene from Eternal Darkness on the GameCube still gives him the chills, and SteeJ says that Eternal Darkness was sadly overlooked.
Yeah, Eternal Darkness was the game for the GameCube that sort of messed with your mind, wasn't it? So, like, you'd be fighting away, and some of the more scared your character in the game got, the more they would hallucinate, and some of the enemies you're attacking aren't real and stuff like that. I would probably say no, actually. I mean, Elite probably just tips it. I mean, Eternal Darkness was fun from what I've played, but I wouldn't say it was one of the best games of all time, I'm afraid. How about you, Mike?
Yeah, I hate to say it, I'm going to have to plumb for Elite as well. Also, Elmley has said, Elite on the DS, how? I'll put a little link up on the website, on this Joypod.com website after the show, just to sort of give a direct link for it, because it is seriously good.
I'll tell you what, we need callers now, like, because they're all probably watching the football, but 01243 55 61 61, Skype play.radio.uk. What is the score?
Score's 3-0 at the moment. Well, 3-0 aggregate. United are 2 up.
Oh, right, bloody hell. I'll see you later, Arsenal. And in fact, actually, just as I say that, we've got someone on the phones. Hello, line 4.
Hello, it's Terry from Rome up again.
Hello, Terry. Look, right, I've got a feeling, ladies and gentlemen, just move into radio. I've got a feeling there's about 6 people listening, and they're the only ones calling in. And Terry is one of them. Thank you for that, brother. What can we do for you?
Yeah, as somebody that's never played Elite or known anything about it, really, I don't know how it's going to compare, but I'd like to nominate Earth Defense Force 2017 for the 360.
EDF 2017.
I do love the EDF.
I've got to start playing games more, but I've not played EDF. I've not played it. So explain what EDF is, how it works.
Basically, you're a wee tiny soldier, and you take 2 guns with you, and you're thrown into a world with giant spiders, giant ants, giant robots and everything, and you just have to blow the shit out of it all.
That does sound pretty good. And why is it better than Elite?
Well, I don't know Elite, so I can't say why, but personally I just find EDF, you're just thrown into the thick of it, just blowing everything up, and it's just instant fun.
This sounds like something that I'd really get into. Maybe I should check this game out.
Well, dude, you can pick it up for buttons at the moment. I think it's like £6 at Game Station.
That's £6 then, isn't it? It's not buttons. So what do you reckon, Michael? You've got the deciding vote here.
Well, the thing is, I've got an issue with EDF. I can't play it.
Why is that?
Because it's got spiders in it, and I'm massively arachnophobic.
Well, then there we go. EDF wins because Michael's a girl. There we go. We'll have EDF at the top spot. Sorry,
Thanks,
Ian Lee. EDF beats Elite to the top spot for E. Thanks for your call, Sarah.
Also, Michael's topic about your job as a game.
Yeah.
My job was already in a game. It was in Shenmue doing the forklift driving.
Nice. Now that's another one then. If your job is in a game, give us a call, 01243 55 61 61.
Terry, the question is, do you actually race around your factory or whatever on your forklift trucks?
Yes, do you race around your factory on your forklift truck?
I did in the last job, but you can't get away with it in this one. There's too much health and safety regulations.
Oh, those bloody health and safety. I'm just going to press this.
Part of the Something Corporation.
Doors closing. Going up. Did you know that flu viruses can live for hours on hard surfaces, such as lift buttons? This makes flu very easy to spread. The best way to help protect yourself against flu viruses is to wash your hands regularly. To hear the latest information on swine flu, call 0800 1 513 513. Doors opening.
Calls to this number are free from UK landlines and most mobiles.
Fancy doing your own show? Want to be a radio star? Well, how about starting off by making your very own podcast? You will be in complete control of everything that happens in your show. Join me, Chris Reardon, and my team of strange misfits for the podcast show here on Play Talk every Wednesday night between 7 and 9 in the evening. We have a bit of a chat and talk about how to make podcasts. We try and answer questions and point you in the right direction. Maybe you've already got a podcast and want to have it reviewed by my team of misfits. If so, you'll want to join me, Chris Reardon, for the podcast show Wednesdays only on Play Talk.
Play Talk UK. Joypod with Elmo and Michael.
Yeah, Joypod with me, David Elmo Turners.
And me, Michael James Fox.
And?
For the Exciter Bike.
No, not going anywhere near it. And we got someone on line 4.
Hello, is that me?
It is you. Hello, line 4. How are you?
Not bad, it's Elmley.
Hello, Elmley. Now, you frequent our wonderful forum, RLLM UK, roll muck.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. And I've been twittering away with Michael this evening, so I thought
that's filthy.
I'd actually ring in and defend Elite a little bit.
That's dirty. Right, now we've not had this. We've had... Now you're putting forward Elite again. Right, okay.
Yeah, I think that, Elite's a bit of a benchmark. I don't think that any, Eternal Darkness, it's just a little survival horror game with a few neat little tricks here and there. Elite Beat Agents is a crap westernized end, and they're not really going to stand up to something like Elite.
No.
But the problem is, it was Terrier just saying that he's never played it that got me thinking.
Right.
Because if you actually sat somebody down now who are used to, today's modern games and got them to play Elite, they'd play for 5 minutes, crash into a space station and go, what the hell is this crap? Because I think, thinking back to when I first played it, all you're really doing is, flying around, delivering your narcotics or your computers and to various weird planets and shooting the odd Thargon and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
Is that what they were called?
I believe they were called that, yes.
Yeah. But the problem is that your imagination had to fill in all of the backstory.
Right.
If you know what I mean. So
yeah.
I played it first as an 11-year-old, I think. So all I'm doing is flying from identical system to identical system, but my little childlike brain conjured up the feeling of traveling these huge interstellar distances and, my little character meeting all these weird and wacky aliens and who knows who I was selling these computers to or whatever. But, it's the same I was thinking about what you were saying a couple of weeks ago about commentating over your own football game.
Yeah.
This is what I was doing as a 12-year-old starting to get into video games. I was inventing my own backstories for my character.
Were you saying it out loud, or was it all in your head?
Oh, it was all in my head.
See, because this is...
I would have been committed by now, I think.
This is funny, man. I mentioned this on another show that I was on. I was on the Gamer.us podcast a couple of nights ago. I can't remember what I said because I was hammered and it was at 2 a.m. But there was... it was funny. I told them what I do with Peggle, which is extremely embarrassing. I sit and I play Peggle... And I pretend, right, get this is awful. I pretend that I'm on a game show, right? Okay. And that if I've got to clear all the orange pegs, right? But that doesn't win, that wins me £500,000, right? If I've done that, £500,000 for my family, lovely. But if it hits in that middle goal, right? If it lands in that middle goal as opposed to the other 4, I win £1 million. Get that? Right? So when, because you're like, yes, I've won 500, and then it slows down, and that dramatic music, and it goes in slow motion, and it zooms in, and then you're like, no, come on, you see it bouncing between the goals, and when it lands in that, I almost threw my DS when that happened to me once. It was quite depressing. But,
get a bunch of badly anthropomorphized woodland animals to present it, though. I think that might be quite tricky.
We'll have to, we'll have to do that. But yeah, it was just like, I think we've got this mentality, gamers, where, you're not getting stimulated by your brain elsewhere. So when you're playing a boring, mundane game, or a game that you're so used to you can play on autopilot, that you start doing things in your head to make it just that little bit more exciting.
Blanks, don't you?
Like the whole FIFA thing. I mean, sitting in front of a game of FIFA and going, well, we'll play well today. They've passed the ball around well, and you just think that's mental. Why would you ever do that? But you do. You never do it when you're watching normal football on telly, but you do when you're playing FIFA or Pro.
That's because you're involved in it, because you're playing it. You got your little sheepskin jacket on, you're all there, you're ready for it.
Sorry,
I've seen you play FIFA.
We missed that, Elmley. Go on.
Oh, sorry. No, I think I used to commentate over my own games of Speedball 2 on the Amiga.
What was that like?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I used to get really attached to my star players. You'd have this, dodgy star player with a one-word name who you'd never heard of, but just because he could run that little bit faster, he was a man.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And you always, no matter how bad a signing you make on FIFA, you'll still, as a commentator, you'll still say he's bloody brilliant. Well, maybe he's not shown his best form, but he's going to fit into the... I'm sure manager David Turner hasn't got wrong here. He can't do. It's so funny. And it got to the point where I was, really, really good at the game, and I was letting a couple of goals in to sort of have a dramatic finish to commentate about. Anyway, is there anything else you could do for us? So you're putting forward Elite. We haven't decided whether...
Definitely needs to be.
Elmley needs to tell us about his job.
No, hold on. Well, hold on. Before we do that, let's put the matter of Elite to bed, shall we? So what are we saying, Mike? We saying Elite or
Elite or Elite?
EDF.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Elite. At a push.
This is that you know what you've done now, Elmley. You've taken everything that we worked on for the past 2-3 weeks and you've shit on it.
Well,
so
glad to help.
Thanks for your help. Yeah, so Elite's now back at the number one spot. Oh God! Can I just say that I had no sort of involvement with this decision whatsoever. I sat back and just said, "Yeah, all right."
Just relax.
Just relax.
Let the big boys take over at Elmo. Let the big boys take over.
Chillaxing. Okay, well, yeah, so your job then, Elmley, do you want to get involved in that little topic, that little gem that Michael come up with?
Try to.
Go on.
Well, I'm a pilot, so that features in plenty of games already.
It does, yeah. Hawks?
To be honest, the majority of it, Hawks, Ace Combat, things like that, don't really give you the full experience.
No.
I think. If you wanted to be a modern RAF fast jet pilot, the game that would give you the full experience would come with a big rubber bag, sealed all around with, like, you know, that you could jump in and wear like a suit. Bear with me.
I'm bearing.
Clamber into that, so you're wearing a gigantic, hot, sweaty rubber bag. You'd have to wear thermals underneath it as well, no matter what the temperature.
Right.
Then it would plug into your radiators or something like that, so the game wouldn't work unless the house was at 30 degrees.
So the basic idea is that you're sweltering hot, yes?
Yeah, so you're hot and sweaty. Then you have to put some sort of helmet on and clamber into a small metal cage, which would come with the game as well. It's going to be like Steel Battalion.
Yeah, it will be, yeah. It'll be quite expensive. It sounds great!
You plug it into your Xbox, off you go, and you have to flick 3,000 switches in the right order while lots of nonsense gets played through the radio at you. And then when you finally make the 3,000th switch selection, hoping you're going to get airborne and go and do your sortie, the screen flares to life, and a gruff-voiced northern man shakes his head at you and says, "Sorry, sir, there's a leak from there, you're going to have to crew out." Then the game goes blank, and you have to take it all off again, and then wait 3 hours before they can give you another jet to do it again.
Right, okay. So can I just say, right, so you're telling me that, being a pilot, you don't just hold a trigger, and then it makes it go up. And then little green lines show up in front of you, and you just follow those green lines.
The little green lines are remarkably realistic, actually.
Are they really?
You play as Combat 6 and fly a Tornado GR4, and the cockpit layout and things like that are surprisingly accurate. You know, they've actually done their homework there, and a head-up display looks much the same in any aeroplane, but the mechanics involved in actually dropping a bomb on something or actually firing a missile at something are infinitely complicated.
So you can't just point towards it and it goes di-di-di-di-di-di, and then you just press a button and then it's done.
Some things can do that, but not very many. Most of your bombs involve a hideous amount of fiddling around and pointing radars at things and then firing a laser off them and then...
A laser? Wow! You fired a laser?
Yeah, I did. I fired a laser today, in fact.
Wicked, right, okay, so... Look,
I want Elmley's life. That sounds brilliant.
You want his wife? That's it.
His life.
Oh, right, his life.
The rubber bag, sweating, gruff-voiced northern man bit.
Yeah, just get rid of that part. So just before you go, Elmley, one question. What's the coolest thing you've blown up?
Coolest thing I've blown
up? A child? Family?
Probably best not to talk about blowing stuff up, to be honest.
Okay then, well, thanks for calling.
You're very welcome.
Speak to you next week. That was Elmley there. He is, a mental.
Dude, I've made a bit of a boo-boo. Obviously, the game that we weren't, so we've gone from Elite to...
We've gone from Elite back to EDF, back to Elite again.
Back to Elite again. We've got another nomination. Jojo has nominated on the Twitter. Well, Jojo's boyfriend Ted has nominated EVE Online. He says it beats it hands down.
Which one? Sorry.
EVE Online.
EVE Online.
Okay. Remember a couple of months ago it was now. There was, shall we say, a little bit of weirdness from the world of EVE because basically one of the big conglomerations, one of the big corporations in the game, one of the people who was on the board completely shut the corporation down and stole all of the money. So like hundreds and hundreds of people's money.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
I'd like to nominate Eve to beat Elite. Sorry.
Right. Well, there is a simple way of dealing with this. Eve versus EDF.
Elite.
Are there Elite? Sorry. Are there warlords and sort of elves and stuff in Eve?
No, it's all about spaceships.
Well then, my friends,
so's Elite.
we have a winner. Eve beats Elite. Okay? We happy with that?
Okay. I'm gonna nominate a reason for it as well. The reason that Eve beats Elite, until they actually manage to get an Elite game out online working properly, Eve is probably the closest that we're going to have to it. Plus the fact that you can do really, really horrible, weird, random shit, like steal everybody's money in the game, is well worth taking the top slot on the...
Well, there we go. For all you Elite fans there, you've lost out because they didn't have the internet back then. We've got Capone Adam on Skype again, alright?
Hi.
Hello, how's it going? You sound depressed, mate. Are you upset? You're an Arsenal fan.
I'm okay.
Good.
Hey, Michael.
Adam.
Yeah, you did quite well on the news this week. You missed one story, though.
Go on.
The Beatles Rock Band pack, it's just been priced.
It has just been priced. Actually, they've released pictures of the new guitars, which look lovely, but they're $100 a piece.
What?
$100 a piece, sir. So that's
about £90.
It's not 90 quid. Don't talk crap.
No, but that's what they're bringing it out for, is it? £90?
Yeah.
I only saw the American pricings today, which is obviously an awful lot more reasonable appearing than.
So
have they announced the track listing yet, or have they just leaked the pictures?
I'm guessing there'll be a few Beatles songs on there. That's just
Yeah, I think
might
that
be
too.
a bit of Brown Sugar. Yeah, bit of that.
That's racist. Listen,
Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Listen, before you go on, so what are the prices in sterling then, Mr. Capone?
Sterling? Well, if you convert it, it'd probably be about £90, I reckon.
So they didn't announce, they announced in US dollars, did they? They haven't actually announced what it's going to be over here. It's quite expensive, isn't it?
How is 90 quid $99?
No, but they always sort of do the conversion, then add about 20 quid over
it's not like you just convert it.
Nah, exactly.
Well, I reckon, I mean, when Rock Band first came out, it was $179 for the whole lot altogether. So I reckon we're going to be looking at that again.
What, including the drums and everything? Are there new drums coming out?
Yeah, it's going to be a limited edition Ringo set, so it's going to be the pearlescent blue, which will be lovely.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for that, Capone. Have you got anything else, or did you just want to toddle off now? Do you?
No, I've got nothing else. Oh, Manchester United 2-0.
Yeah, that's been. Thanks for that. Hello, line 4.
Hello, yeah, I'd just like to do If Your Job Was a Video Game.
Yep, go for it.
Yeah, I have a job, oddly enough, as a firefighter, and I will basically make a game called Firestarter Hero, whereby you have to creep out and actually start fires, and then actually put them out sort of a few minutes later, so the trick is not to get your DNA on stuff.
Now that is a good idea. I quite like that. So you go out, you start a fire, and then you've got to sort of put out the fire without being found out that you actually started the fire.
So, arson hero.
Yeah, so you're an arsonist then, is that what you're saying?
Part arsonist, part hero.
Arsonist, part hero. Well, thanks very much, Gary. Anything else?
What were your other topics, sorry?
Have you ever been to a midnight launch for a video game?
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've been to a midnight one, no.
Well, we'll say goodbye then. Hello, James, on the Skype.
Hi. I'm back.
You are back. It's, as I said, it's got this lovely feeling about being at like a sort of a really crap party, isn't it? Where there's about 12 people there and they keep coming back for a chat, but you don't really want to, but you got time to fill. What's up?
Yeah, there's another thing that Michael missed in the news that I thought was, probably quite big that happened.
Why is everybody hating on my news?
Because it is crap.
Stories a week. I can't say everything.
Go on, what is it?
Yeah, but you missed the whole new PSP. The whole.
Yeah, I heard
of that.
They were chatting about that on Listen Up. Like, what? So, tell us about the rumours, James.
It's a rumour.
James, do you want to know?
It's a rumour that looks like it's probably going to happen. So.
Okay, right. Here's an exclusive for you. Right, Microsoft are going to be releasing their 720 system pretty soon. Yeah, instead of being white though, it's going to be pink and have butterflies out of it and everything.
That's not a rumour. That's just bullshit. Anyway, Yeah, the new PSP looks quite interesting.
I say...
Michael, shut up.
Sato as well.
So tell us about these rumours.
Well, it seems that they're going to be releasing a new PSP that doesn't have a UMD drive, and everything's going to be download.
Which, you know, it is the way going forward, but shouldn't they have just made it like, the PSP2 or whatever? Why, I mean, why not move on at this stage? I mean, the PSP's been a failure, and I know they want to relaunch it, but that's just going to piss people off that want to go into a shop and buy these games. It's a good idea, and it's the way it's going to go forward, and I'll probably buy one because of it. However, you know, it doesn't... I don't know, I don't think it's like an amount... How big's the hard drive in it, have they said?
I don't know, well, the rumours, as I said before, seems to be between 8 to 16 gigabyte.
Right, and 8 gig ain't going to do anything for you, is it?
No.
Really?
Not really.
And I can't see a 16 gig being that good, but, you know, you can get
but also, I mean, what else can they do? Because, I mean, developing a new system would be very, very expensive, and I don't think Sony are in the position at the moment to spend that money.
No, that was a stupid idea. I was just my heart speaking there and not my brain.
Well, I think the thing what you could do, I mean, look at the price of SD cards at the moment. Actually, no, what are the ones they use? They use the Sony.
They use the Sony.
The Sony ones.
Idiots.
I mean, compare the price of like an SD mini card, right? An SD mini, you can get a 2 gig card on Amazon now for about £2, right? Mm. I imagine that a 2 gig Sony card is probably going to cost for them to make not very much at all. So if they released lots and lots of nice, lovely, cheap, low sort of amount of memory cards, like, you know, 2 or 4 gig ones that they Sony branded, they PSP branded them for like, you know, 10 quid or whatever, they would sell an awful lot of them. And it would increase your space massively.
But then asking Sony to bring down prices is like asking, I don't know, you to not get up to what you do at the weekend. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's never going to happen.
True.
Yeah. Oh, well, well done, Michael. And I've got a news story here that you've missed out on as well. So you've failed again, haven't you?
This.
Go on.
Right. I did actually look into the whole PSP2 story earlier on today.
Yeah.
And I was much more interested in the fact that there is, coming out of China, a knockoff version called the PXP.
I love that. Have you seen their...
Which also doesn't have a UMD slot, but it does have emulators built in. It takes SD cards, and it does have emulators built in for everything from, like, NES and Sega Master System all the way up to, what's the latest one? I think, actually, no. NES, Master System, Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, TurboGrafx 16, all of those.
Did you see when they brought out the V? It was like a rip-off of the Nintendo Wii. It just looked really similar, but it was just absolutely terrible.
It was. I saw many of them in the markets over there.
Did you really?
Very good. Yeah, there was loads of them. Also, I mean, the thing is that Chinese knockoff of PSP is not going to... That won't go very well anyway, because everyone there has PSPs, but they're all hacked, so...
Mm-hmm. All right, well, listen, we've got to go for a break. Cheers for calling, Farley. We'll speak to you next week. Bye.
Part of the Something Corporation. For more details, go to something.info.
Play and win. It's that simple when you're playing online at www.crazychips.com. We're celebrating the launch of www.crazychips.com by giving away up to £100 bonus chips to everyone who registers and deposits with us. And for all loyal listeners of Play Radio UK, there's an additional £50 from us when you play. Just enter coupon code PR10 after you log in. So go to www.crazychips.com today, register, play, and go crazy. Crazy Chips Casino. Bring out that crazy chip in you. You must be over the age of 18 to play. Terms and conditions apply.
We're told that we live in a democracy and that we have freedom of speech. Wrong. On 2 counts. Democracy, never. Freedom of speech, we are tied up in the red tape of political correctness. We daren't say anything that could be interpreted as derogatory about anyone at any time, anywhere. What have they done to my country? What are they doing to you? We celebrate what democracy we've got left and freedom of speech every afternoon from 3 on my show. I'm Richard J. Cartridge. For your sake, have your say.
Joypod with Elmo and Michael. Play Talk UK.
Hi, I'm Richard J. Cartridge, and even I know that FIFA is better than Pro Evo.
It's better than Pro Evo, and even the Cartman knows. So end of discussion. Stop bringing it up. It winds me up. Hello. Yes.
Elmo, I'm worried. I was hearing voices in that advert break. I'd get a bit worried.
Oh, right. Okay. That's a bit strange. Hello. We've my name's David Elmo Turners. We've got Michael.
My name's Michael Fox. Hello.
Fox on Skype. And we've also got Oliver. Hello, Oliver.
Good day.
Good day. A sexy Oliver. Good day. How are you doing, Oliver?
I'm alright. I've been watching the Arsenal game, so I haven't actually been listening.
Don't worry, no one else has.
So
You're not on your own.
Enlighten me on what's going on.
Would you want to enlighten me? Still 2-0, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
It's half time.
Oh, well, not good, actually. I'd rather see Arsenal go through them than United, but whatever. Yeah, so we're talking about midnight launches tonight. Have you ever been to them? What are your experiences? And we're also talking about your workplace and how do you think that would make a good video game? Which one do you want to go for?
I think I'll go for the midnight launches.
Go for it. What midnight launches have you had?
I picked up my PS3 from a horrible, horrible town called Hemel Hempstead.
Yeah.
I know it very well. It's very close to here.
It's not very nice, is it?
No, it's not.
I'm just being called for dinner. I won't be a sec.
Oh, so are you going?
I just had to mute my microphone while I shouted that I'm not going to be down for dinner because I'm on the radio.
Yeah, come on. Is it? Do you have, pardon me if this is wrong, but is it your mother?
It's my dad. He's shouting at me.
Oliver's dad, will you leave him alone while he's on this bloody radio show? Seriously.
I'm trying to have an element
radio show,
man.
Call him up.
Okay. Sorry.
This is the greatest moment.
Bloody hell, this is a mess, isn't it?
Do you want to go and have some? What have you got for dinner?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a shame.
Anyway, what I was going to say was...
I've got hot dogs. Go on.
Because I was the first one there, they got me some Quality Street, which was nice.
Dude, Elmo, your missus says that you left some Pringles on the side of the house.
It's Joypod become tonight.
You're in trouble when you get home.
I am blaming Kieran Gillen. Anyway, Oliver, we're going to let you go back to have some dinner, but call us next week and we'll have a proper chit-chat.
Yeah, no worries. Scrambledeggs.com.
There we go. It's just scrambledeggs.com for him tonight, if he's a lucky boy. We've also got Chris on Skype. Hello, Chris.
Hello, how are you?
How's it going, mate? Have you been listening tonight?
Only half of it, because I'm at the gym at the first half, sorry.
Not even our listeners listen anymore.
It's going so well.
Fucking hell. How are you, Chris?
I'm alright, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Looking forward to
the month then? Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah. Well, now, if you haven't listened previously, we're all set to go to the MCM Expo in XL at the end of the month. We're quite looking forward to it. I did originally say Saturday, but I'm probably going to have to go Sunday now, unless...
Oh, okay.
Do you know why?
No.
Saturday is the League One playoff finals, and if we can get past Leeds, which we won't, I'll be going to that. So,
You're a Millwall fan, aren't you?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, you don't want to talk to me then.
Why, who do you support? Oh, you're a Palace, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous. It's quite embarrassing. So what can we do for you, Chris?
Well, let's see. EVE Online, really? Really?
Yeah, Michael's cool. Michael's cool.
I don't know.
Not Michael is cool. That was Michael's cool.
Michael's cool, yeah.
Yeah. Just so we get that right.
Well, better it then. Come on.
Oh no, I can't. The thing is that Elite, I think it should be remain. EVE Online is extremely life-sucking, worse than Warcraft game. Whereas Elite, you can pick up and play for a bit and stop. But it's also the first ever sandbox game ever made.
That may be so, but I'm not going back on our word twice. I mean, it was bad enough doing yes, you are. It was bad enough doing it once. Doing it twice is mental. So,
Chris, Chris says that it was a sandbox game. It was a bit limited. There were only 255 galaxies in it.
Yeah, well, 8 galaxies.
It's a bit small.
Yeah, and only in 32 gigabytes of memory, which you've got to wonder how they did that.
That is quite interesting. Yes,
the coding.
It was an algorithm.
Think about them them codings. That's pretty crazy.
No, it was all very nerdy. Anyway, so I think we should bring back, because I've played it even. No.
Just no, leave it at that. That's,
But, okay, so there's that. There's the midnight launches. I've been to a fair few.
Wait, what was the best one you went to?
No, what was the worst one you went to?
Yeah, well, we'll get to that.
The worst? Well, the best.
Well, the worst one's only going to be the ones where they just do nothing.
Well, I've got three. I've got the most shocking,
Go on.
the worst one, and the one that was mildly diverting, I guess.
Right, give us the shocking one.
The shocking one was Grand Theft Auto 4.
Right, lady with a bits out, was it?
No, it wasn't that.
Oh.
It was just me being, a bit vigilante-like, because this woman dragged her 14-year-old son to buy the game at midnight. I'm like, really? Good parenting.
Did you really? Was it Michael Holt?
No, it wasn't Michael.
Oh, that's a shame. Where is he tonight? Mike?
I don't know.
Let us know you're alive, mate.
So there's that.
Yeah.
That was the shocking one. The worst one, I'm going to go for the worst one, is the GameCube. For reasons best known to myself, I went to a GameCube launch, and they had a GameCube sort of there as demo pod, which was broken.
Oh dear.
Nice.
I thought it was rather special.
Good build quality there, Nintendo. Well done.
And they had, they just had play, kept on, they left, what was broken was the controllers. It just wouldn't work at all. They didn't have any spare.
So would you recommend going to midnight launches then, or are you against them?
They are quite interesting. You do get some very odd.
It is weird. It's just a weird, sombre sort of feeling, isn't it? Looking around and
people yelling abuse at you as they stagger out the pub.
And then the moment their watch turns, 12 o'clock. Come on, it's 12 o'clock. I want to play on my PlayStation Portable.
I remember the shop assistants coming out and giving stuff to queues like, "Oh, you're number 1 or number 3." Like, whatever. Have you got a pre-order card?
Did I ever tell you about the iPhone launch that I went to? And we were all queuing up, and I think I was 17th in the queue. It was really busy. And the bloke come out, and he wouldn't tell us how many iPhones that he'd got. And he said, who's after, what was it? It's the, you got the 8 gig, and then you got 16 gig, that's it. He said, who's after the 16 gig model? Like, everyone put their hand up. And he went, right, I've got 4. So, he almost got lynched, man. Like, really, everyone hated him. Yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah, I know. They were terrible to get hold of.
If you can upgrade it to something more, it's just, that's what you get, isn't it? Really?
But, there's always a worry that this mob hanging outside a game station, game, Blockbuster, whatever, there's always a worry that these people are going to turn at any minute and snap and lynch people, which I think is the only good thing about going to a midnight launch, because if that happens, I definitely want to be a part of it.
It's also the fear of lugging some very expensive thing.
Yeah, I have that horrible feeling of what am I going to do walking out of this place?
Yeah, I used a laundry bag.
Did you? I blind the bag with my own feces, so people can't sort of stayed away from it.
What we need is Johnster the bounty hunter to
Johnster the dog hunter.
Us all.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be pretty cool.
And I think the best one, but it wasn't a midnight launch, unfortunately, but it is a launch, was the PS2. I was one of the very, 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 very few people who got one on the first day when it arrived in this country.
Yeah.
And I remember phoning up the shop to make sure they had it, and they immediately said, I said, have you got the PS2? And they said, sorry, sir, I've only got one PS2. They started to fob me off. And they said, who's it for? And they said, Chris. And they said, oh, me then. And there was a silence on the other end of the phone. It's you then, is it, sir? Said, yes, it's me. And it was clearly like rage on the other end of the phone, like.
Fantastic. No, I had a similar situation when the 360 come out, and they were just lying to people, the people that worked at game stations, saying that they didn't know how many they were getting when people had already been told that they're getting them if they were. So I think they were getting a little bit. I started putting on voices like, oh, hello, I've just wondered about the 360. My name is John Can. Just to avoid the humiliation of phoning up a goddamn place over and over again and walking in every lunchtime to play the demo pod and ask about the 360s. Anyway, cheers for your call, Chris. We'll
one more thing.
Oh, go on.
It's worth entertainment. The job thing.
Yes.
Was a good game. which is a good topic.
Yeah.
And rather relevant to myself. My job is a game, kind of.
You're a plumber that goes around eating mushrooms.
It's close, though.
You're on the game.
There is steady. There is building involved. There is let's see. World of Goo.
What? You're a goo?
You produce goo.
No.
You produce
World of Goo.
On the game.
Boom Blocks.
Yeah.
And Elefunk. Now all these games have a facet that is to do with my job.
So you're a demolition expert.
Close, but actually
go on. What do you do?
I'm a structural engineer.
Are you really? Interesting. We could have some very interesting chats about.
Be interesting, you dull bastard.
So I've met you. I know who you are. I've met you.
You've met me.
I've met you at Christmas, One Life Left Christmas meet, haven't I?
Well, we may have bumped into you. I was very drunk.
I've spoken to you about AutoCAD for a long time.
Nah.
Yeah. Because I saw it. I've seen your picture, Chris, and I remembered that face, and I was trying to.
Me?
It was you. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Can't remember.
True facts.
Was it there?
It was, but listen.
Last year?
No, it's a couple of years ago. Listen,
I wasn't there.
Or it could have been last year. We got to move on, literally,
Sorry, mate.
because
Yeah, okay.
we're getting loads of calls in. We got to attend to them. But thanks for calling. I'm going to have a word with you off air at some point in the week. Add me on Skype or whatever, and we'll have a chat because I need to talk to you. All right. All right. Catch you later, Chris.
Cheers.
Bye.
Right, very, very quickly on the Twitter.
Quick, because we got some people on the phones.
Well, okay, we'll sort that out in a second. Steve J says he wants. He works in an abattoir, so he's thinking of Bovine Apocalypse, which will be a side-scrolling slash 'em up. Steph is nominating Accountancy Hero, rocking with financial figures. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Hello on line 4. Line 4's been waiting for so long that they've given up, but line 5's here. Line 5.
Hello, young man.
Hello,
Hello?
line 5.
Hello. I was at the launch of the VIC-20.
Were you? Is this going
midnight launch?
Yes, it was a midnight launch.
Okay, and did you get
Utter
any nice
rubbish.
free
No,
stuff?
look, forget it. Right. Have you heard about Prince this week?
What, Prince as in the artist, Prince?
Yeah. Prince as in the dickhead Prince.
As in the... What religion is he now? I don't know.
I don't know. He hates Guitar Hero now, apparently. Did you read about him not letting Guitar Hero have any of the any rights to his songs?
Oh, you're fucking kidding. Okay, right. Prince is invariably one of the greatest musicians on earth.
Well, he's
right?
not, but go on.
No. Seriously, man. Hands down. Prince is amazing, okay? The guy can play guitar like very, very few people. He writes good songs. What the hell is he doing not letting people do stuff on Guitar Hero?
Well, check this out. Check out these quotes.
Guitar Hero, I would kill for.
He says, I ain't mad at them. Why would you be mad at them if you got approached and said, we love your music, we'd like them in this game? Right? He says, I hear it made like $2 billion US, and they came to us and offered us a very small portion of that. What? What were you expecting? Like half of it? What?
He's very, very controlling about his stuff.
Still,
very
though.
Remember when he did he did like a month or whatever at the O2 down in London?
Yeah.
And anybody who's sort of managed to sneak any videos out, even managing to take them, if they went up on YouTube, they were taken down pretty much immediately.
That's
he's
sad.
A complete control freak.
That is
awful. That's
awful.
really disappointing, man.
That is really awful. But then this is the bit that winds me up. I just think it's more important that kids learn how to actually play guitars. That's not the point in Guitar Hero. That is not the point in Guitar Hero. It's not there to replace a normal guitar. It's nothing like, and doesn't even attempt to be anything like, playing a real guitar. It's 5 buttons versus 5 strings. There's completely different 6 strings. What's it? But not on my one. My one's been broken for ages. But it really, really winds me up, and I just hate that mentality. It's just,
if anything, Guitar Hero is like a gateway to actually playing guitar. I have so many kids in my class, in my year group, who love to play Guitar Hero Rock Band, yeah. And after a little while, they also, 4 or 5 of them are now sort of saying, thinking about actually going in and actually playing guitar next year, which is fantastic.
Exactly. He says, It's a tough instrument. It's not easy. It took me a long time, and it was frustrating at first, and you just have to stick with it. And it's cool for people who don't have the time to learn chords or ain't interested in it, but to play music is one of the greatest things. We know, you know, look, Guitar Hero is there for people that want to play a game with a peripheral that's well made and fun to play. The game is awesome. It is in no way trying to simulate playing music with a real guitar. And that sort of comment just highlights the ignorance of these people towards video games. Like, it's just incredible, and it really pisses me off. It really annoys me. And it tends to come from people that either don't play video games or can't play Guitar Hero. Because people that get Guitar Hero and play guitar, the real guitar, they know the difference. You know, I could play a few chords, I'm not any good, but I know that I'd much rather be an expert playing a real guitar than playing Guitar Hero. And I don't say, now, should I play real guitar or should I play Guitar Hero? I'm either in the mood for one or the other. That's it. I don't sort of think, what would I rather do? It's just bollocks, man. It's stuff like that really puts me off people. Like, so Prince, you're in the bad books, mate. You're in the bad... We should create a bad books. Can we have a bad books? We can't ban people. Fiona won't let us ban people. Let's have a bad books, a Joypod bad books. Can we have that, please? Can you sort that out for me, Michael?
I will make a bad
number
book
one on the bad... number one on the bad books is Prince. Can we have that? But
Can I draw a little picture of him?
Draw a little picture of him as well, because that... and put it on broken picture telephone or whatever.
Broken Prince attitude.
Anyway,
now and
listen,
upset.
We've only got a minute, so what we're going to do is promo our next show. I'm sorry about tonight. I do apologise, but our next show is going to be awesome. We have with us Garnet Lee of 1UP. What I suggest you do is get your questions ready, because he's going to be with us for an hour, hopefully, probably pull out, between 8 and 9, and he will be taking your calls, starting on Play Talk, what is it, next Tuesday, of course, at 7 o'clock, and it, honestly, it's going to be a show that you'll want to listen to live. You'll want to talk to this guy because he's very interesting. He's been in the industry for a very long time.
That's it. It's not evil Garnet. It's the real Garnet.
It's not this evil Garnet that's shown up on Twitter and tweeting about us, apparently. So this is very exciting. I'm going to go on Twitter when I get out and find out exactly what he's been saying. But this could be quite interesting. Things. Anyway, thanks for joining us, Michael. It's been a fun show, I suppose. More of a chat than a show. Tolerable. And, we're going to be playing, games when we get back?
Yes. As soon as you get back, give me a shout and I'll, fire at the Xbox. It's all good.
Thanks for listening.